From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Thursday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal. This cloud, folks, it looks crazy, at least per the camera view that we have. I'm going to say this is a cirrostratus. That's going to be my final answer for now. Okay, wind gust, it's a little bit breezy this morning in the Kittitas Valley. Elsewhere, the winds are light. Wind shouldn't be that much of a factor for today, but that's definitely going to change after 8 p.m. and especially as we head into tomorrow. Right now, temperatures in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. Your day planner forecast for today for lower elevations, 60s and 70s by the time we get to around lunchtime, maybe as you're headed to Chick-fil-A, and then 70s and 80s at the peak of daytime heating. Will actually be cooler than normal for this time of the year. Bottom line for the forecast, winds going to pick up tonight. They stick around for tomorrow. Rain chances going up Friday through Sunday. It looks like the wettest day is going to be on Saturday. About 15, cooling way down for this weekend, 15 degrees cooler than normal for Saturday, but about 25 degrees warmer than that for Wednesday. Lots of ebbs and flows to the forecast that we'll talk about on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, as we head into summer, celebrations are just beginning. But with dry conditions and burn bans, what are the rules when it comes to fireworks? We have the answers just ahead. And a new housing development in Kennewick is promising to help more people that are on a budget get into the home of their dreams. Also, today is Juneteenth, a day of celebration, but also of honor and remembrance. We'll tell you more about what this holiday means and how people across our region are celebrating. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Thursday, June 19th. Happy Juneteenth. Later on this morning, we'll have more about the federal holiday, but we want to get right into your top stories. And we're starting off with a crime alert. One person is under arrest this morning after a stabbing and car crash that happened in Kennewick. Police were called to reports of a stabbing on West 27th Avenue and also a crash on Bob Olson Parkway Tuesday. Investigators say 20-year-old Adam Hand had stabbed a woman near the parkway multiple times. She managed to escape and ran for help. Police say Hand then took off in a vehicle and crashed into a truck while he was trying to escape. He was captured a short time later.
When officers arrived at the collision, they identified the driver, and then once officers arrived at the assault incident, the female victim provided the name of the suspect, and officers were able to confirm that this was the same suspect involved in the collision.
Police say the man is facing felony vehicular assault charges and that more charges are likely. Now, the judge in the University of Idaho murders case says the prosecution and the defense need to prepare for the trial date to proceed as scheduled. Brian Kohberger's defense team says his right to a fair trial is being impacted because of how much evidence they still have to go through. The prosecution disagrees, but due to the recent leaking of evidence to the media, the judge says he will consider the defense's request for a delay and will make a final decision soon. 4th of July is just around the corner, and the State Fire Marshal's office wants everyone to celebrate safely. So, a reminder to check for local bans before lighting anything up, and also be mindful of your neighbors. Fireworks go on sale in Washington starting next Saturday, that's June 28th, but safety officials say even legal fireworks can be dangerous. Last year, 32% of injuries came from people holding them, and most injuries were burns to the hands, arms, or face. They also warn against buying from stands that are not licensed.
But make sure that you're going somewhere that you trust, and they are explosives, so trust your gut on that. If you feel like something you're buying might not be safe or legal, just go against it.
If you'd rather leave it to the pros, you can head to applevalleynewsnow.com for a full list of public fireworks shows that are happening in our area. A new development from Prodigy Homes is officially in the works in Kennewick, and it's called Harmony Heights. The plot of land off West 10th Avenue and South Georgia Street will feature 28 lots for homes. Development on Harmony Heights is projected to be finished around November of this year. After approval from the city of Kennewick, the foundations of homes can begin construction. The owner of Prodigy Homes, Jason Wilkinson, wants to supply affordable housing for all Tri-Cities citizens.
Affordable homes is hard right now in general in Washington State. So these homes are going to be around 5 to 600,000 in here. So they're going to be done beautifully and masterfully, but you know, without without hitting everybody's pocketbook so extensively.
Several local businesses are teaming up with Prodigy Homes on this project. That includes Hapo Community Credit Union, TTAP Development, and Knutson Engineering. All right, if you're a fan of sports cards, vintage coins, or just love treasure hunting, there is a free family-friendly event that's coming to Kennewick that you won't want to miss. The PNW Collector Convention is taking over the Three Rivers Convention Center. That's happening this weekend for the second year, and it'll be packed wall to wall with collectibles and nostalgia. The two-day event features more than 20,000 square feet of vendor booths, everything from rare sports memorabilia to hard-to-find comic books and coins.
This year, we actually more than doubled the amount of vendors that we have. So we have 104 tables and 14 booths, which is pretty cool. So just about 100 vendors. And these vendors are traveling from all over. Vegas, California, I have someone from New York coming out, and all over the state of Washington, of course.
Sounds pretty cool. Again, admission is free and the doors open on Saturday starting at 10 a.m. and it'll go on until 5 p.m. Also today is Juneteenth, a time to commemorate the end of slavery in the U.S. It's the oldest celebration of its kind, but the nation's youngest federal holiday. A law President Joe Biden signed in 2021 gives it the official name, Juneteenth National Independence Day, and Biden credits advocates like Opal Lee for making that happen. Across the country, some celebrations are scaled back this year. Organizers cite safety concerns and growing resistance to DEI initiatives. And a few Juneteenth celebrations in our region. Over in Pasco, a day of service will be held at Kurtzman Park. That'll include a clothing drive, mental health services, food, and free haircuts. And then later you can head over to the Roll Arena in Richland for a skate party. Up in Yakima, there will be Freedom Day diversity training. And in Walla Walla, the celebration will get underway at Heritage Park at 12 p.m. Check this out. Opening day for Chick-fil-A in Kennewick is finally here. I can hear the angels singing. It's the first Chick-fil-A. That's just Josh, but no, it's the first Chick-fil-A franchise to open in the Tri-Cities area, and it's got a lot of people clucking with anticipation. I like that. And our very own Dan Hansen is reporting for Good Morning Northwest this morning, and he's live on Canal Street where we're less than a half hour away from opening. So Dan, what's going on?
Jess, I gotta tell you, one of the people that's talking is me. I've been trying to get one here since I moved here in 2001, and it's finally here. And I gotta tell you, right now, they just opened up the drive-thru, and there are cars just going crazy. There's a crazy amount of cars in the drive-thru. We're in the Hobby Lobby parking lot area, and right over by walking, our photographer walked over there, and there were cars backed up all the way over there. So people are here for super excited. We talked to a couple of fans that have been here since 10 o'clock last night, camped out, waiting for this place to open. And I've got a Chick-fil-A story for you because I'm, one of their biggest super fans. I had surgery back in 2001. I was coming out of anesthesia. And after I came out of it, my grandmother and mother asked me, "How are you doing?" I was kind of groggy. They asked me again, "How are you doing?" I was still kind of awake, and the first thing out of my mouth is, "I want Chick-fil-A." So it's just a short amount of time to open, probably within the next 20 minutes, and we'll be here to show you that. But Jessica, I'm curious, do you have a Chick-fil-A story?
Dan, every day that I wake up, I say I want Chick-fil-A, and finally, I can get it. So that's my Chick-fil-A story.
That's your Chick-fil-A story.
Yeah, pretty much. You got a Chick-fil-A story?
I don't have a Chick-fil-A story, but just like the way that their employees go through like fast food boot camp and the way that the line goes through so quickly, and if they forget like a ketchup packet, they'll run down Canal Street and they'll flag you down.
There's videos of them running down the street.
Yeah.
And they always say my pleasure, and it just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited. And I hope he's bringing us back some food.
That's part of the stipulation.
Yeah, it's a rule.
Yeah.
We just made up.
We're going to give him a hard time.
All right, we'll check back in with him later. But coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, it was the end of a trial that had much of the nation buzzing. Hundreds of thousands of people reacting on social media channels. And it may be a verdict, but the case is not over yet. We'll have more details in just a few minutes. But first, this guy right here, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth, will have your first alert weather forecast. And Josh, you said that's a, what kind of cloud?
Cirrostratus.
I'm gonna say it's a cool cloud.
Cool cloud.
Yeah, there we go.
I agree.
And any hints on the forecast coming up?
It's getting cool this weekend. Shower chances going up. I'll talk about both those things coming up on the other side of the break.
Come out to Giza Stadium Friday, June 20th as the Dust Devils play as the Viñeros de Tri-City. It's a family feast night with special prices on select food and drink and a Viñeros tote bag giveaway for the first 500 fans. All thanks to Giza Credit Union. Saturday, June 21st, celebrate the summer solstice with a post-game fireworks show thanks to ProMade Homes. For tickets, head to the official site dustdevilsbaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It will blow you away.
At US Cellular, we created an event to celebrate our customers, like Luana here, called Us Days.
Yeah, they give us special rewards and exclusive deals in everything. It almost feels like we're part of a cool club together.
Sure does.
Slide, connect. Woo, woo, woo. Hug, shake.
Us Days just got bigger. All customers get a free phone with no trade-in.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some. Gimme Some Bagels.
Hot Tub, Hot Tub, Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Friday through Sunday. 2 locations, Spokane and Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. See the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Hapo Center Pasco. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Fly the Northwest over a beautiful bike ride. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today's going to be a partly to mostly cloudy day, except for in the Blue Foothills and Blue Mountains. More sunshine over that way. High temperatures going to be about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year, so 70s and 80s for lower elevations, 60s up in the Cascades, and 60s in the Blues. For tonight, clouds pick up even more. Could have little shower chances for the foothills and mountains. We'll show you that in a second with Futurecast, and overnight lows down into the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. Okay. There could be a few breezy patches within our viewing area for today, but the wind's really going to ramp up for tonight, specifically after 8 p.m., especially in the Kittitas Valley, peak gust around 45 miles per hour, but also pretty windy in portions of the basin, the Blue Foothills. The wind's going to ramp up even more for tomorrow. They're going to be persistent throughout the day, 5 a.m. on Friday to 5 in the morning on Saturday. Peak gust at times could be around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 45 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. So that's just a little preview for what we have coming down the pike for this weekend. Things are gonna, of course, in the wake of this, temperature is going to go down, rain chances are going to go up. I'll tell you how much rain we can maybe siphon out of the storm system coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In your national headlines this morning, we go now to the not guilty verdict in the Karen Read trial. She's the Massachusetts woman who was seen celebrating the verdict last night. But the legal battle over the death of her police officer boyfriend is not over yet. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
Overnight, Karen Read celebrating her not guilty verdict at a Boston restaurant with her family.
Happy. I'm happy. Thank you.
I fought for John O'Keefe harder than anyone. Harder than anyone.
We're numb. We're numb. We're happy. We're numb. We're celebrating. We're getting together as a family.
A jury acquitted Read of second-degree murder and manslaughter in the death of her boyfriend, police officer John O'Keefe. Cheers from outside heard inside the Massachusetts courtroom.
Testify guilty or not guilty? Not guilty.
When Reed emerged from the courthouse, supporters erupting in applause.
I could not be standing here without these amazing supporters who have supported me and my team.
Reed supporters, many wearing her favorite color pink, traveled from outside the state.
It's worth it because it could happen to any of us, and we feel like she's been framed.
The O'Keefe family not commenting after the verdict. A friend saying they respect the jury's decision but don't agree.
Joni deserved much more than this. We just deserve much more than this. The fanfare and all this. The domestic violence, hit and run. And that's it.
Calling the supporters around Reed a circus.
The family heard it. It was disgusting.
Prosecutors claimed Reed hit O'Keefe with her SUV outside the home of a fellow police officer after a night of partying.
She was drunk, she hit him, and she left him to die.
The defense argued Reed's SUV never hit O'Keefe. They say he was attacked by a dog, showing what they claim were bite marks, and say O'Keefe was beaten by others in the house and thrown in the snow to die. They claim there was a police cover-up. Reed was found guilty of driving under the influence, for which she'll serve 1 year of probation.
And this verdict does not mean that her legal battles are over. Reed now faces a civil trial because the O'Keefe family has filed a wrongful death lawsuit. And we'll keep you updated on what becomes of that. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we're bracing for Hurricane Eric in the south, and Josh will continue with your forecast here this morning. And that's coming up in just a few minutes in his first alert weather forecast right after the break.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Hey, your homework done?
Yep.
Hey, is your homework done?
This kind of is homework. So, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you. Can I play some more?
Is all your work done?
Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. Each time you play, you're helping students statewide.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. To nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties, click on Volunteers Count under the contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com. Hey guys, it's Men's Health Awareness Month, and we're reminding you that any time is a good time to start healthy living decisions. Learn more at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Whether you're injured on the road or on the job, the big dogs at Brumback and Autumn will get you the full compensation. Leave nothing on the table. Brumback and Autumn. Bulldog tough.
Warm months bring dangerous storms, many with lightning.
With advanced forecasting technology, trust the First Alert Weather Team to keep you ahead of the storm and help keep your family safe.
Apple Valley News Now. First Alert Weather. Always on your side.
One of the things I love is your dynamite smile.
Next live, Josh Gad plus Ashley Park.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. We start off in Kittitas County, spanning from the upper 30s to the mid-50s, 52 degrees in Ellensburg. In the Yakima Valley, 47 to 54, 47 in Yakima, 54 in Union Gap. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, low to mid-50s. In the Blue Foothills, a mixture of 40s and 50s, and then it's mostly 40s in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. A little bit later today, highs getting up into the 70s and 80s for lower elevations, about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. Clouds going to be building throughout the day, and the sunniest portion of our viewing area is going to be in the Blue Foothills. Now, after 8 p.m., it's going to get more interesting. The wind's going to pick up. Also, we'll see rain chances picking up. Just some little rain chances for tonight, specifically for the mountains and the foothills. But as we head into tomorrow, 8 in the morning, some showers in the Cascades. As we head into the afternoon and evening for tomorrow, that's when shower chances become a little bit more widespread, maybe sneaking down into lower elevations. It's definitely not going to be a washout, but we will see an uptick in coverage the later and later into the day we get. In fact, will be even wetter for Saturday. A few showers left over for Sunday, then much drier for Monday and beyond. By the way, we can't rule out some rumbles of thunder. I don't think that's going to be the main mode of precip, but we shall see. Speaking of precip, here's some of the accumulations we're anticipating from 5 in the morning on Friday to 5 in the morning on Sunday. We can have between 0.5 to 0.6 inches of rainfall up in the Cascades. To the east of there, we'd be lucky to get 1/10 of an inch of rain specifically for lower elevation. So unfortunately, models trending drier with the storm system, but still some decent totals, especially up in the Cascades. Not just wetter for this weekend, also cooler, about 15 degrees cooler than normal for Saturday, but by Wednesday will be about 10 degrees above average. So from Saturday to Wednesday, within the span of 4 to 5 days, that's a flip of 25 degrees. So several seasons within the next several days. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Winds picking up Friday as small shower chances hang around Friday through Sunday, but back to typical summer weather next week. In Yakima, small shower chances on Friday, but rain likely on Saturday as highs drop into the upper 60s, back into the 90s as soon as Tuesday. In Ellensburg, very windy tomorrow, rain likely Saturday, then the trend is drier and warmer for next week. In Hermiston, windy for Friday, a struggle to make it to 70 on Saturday with small shower chances, then a resurgence of heat afterwards. Finally, for Walla Walla, small rain chances overall from Friday through Sunday, then back into hot and dry territory next week.
Thank you, Josh. Taking a look around the world, Acapulco is preparing for the arrival of Hurricane Eric. The storm, which picked up increased strength Wednesday, is expected to impact Mexico's southern Pacific coast today. Heavy rainfall is expected, which could lead to flash flooding and landslides, especially in areas with sloping terrain. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum called on the population of the coasts of Guerrero and Oaxaca to stay alert. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the LA Lakers, known to be history makers, now hitting the record books when it comes to how much the team has just been sold for. We've got all the details coming up in your entertainment and sports news.
Welcome to Walker's Furniture's 45th anniversary sale, where we're celebrating by offering savings up to 45% off.
And get special financing for up to 5 years.
This week at Walker's.
The Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event is going on now at Overturf Kia. Work for the summer discount stickers on select vehicles. Take a spin in a new fuel-efficient 2025 Kia Niro LX Hybrid that starts at just $27,665. Plus, get 3.99% interest for up to 72 months. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. Bonus zone savings include Pepsi brand 12 packs, buy 2, get 2 free. Save $3 on Old Trapper 10-ounce beef jerky. Plus find Seattle's best 12-ounce ground coffee for $5.49. Wrangler men's regular fit jeans are just $17.99. And Mobile One 5-quart full synthetic oil is $21.99 after rebate. Store-wide 3-week savings are happening now at Bi-Mart since 1955.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
There's working you. And then there's chill you. Chill you is more carefree and curious, more present, more relaxed, more fun. Chill you is the best you. There you are. Bring back your chill you with an escape to Coeur d'Alene, the city by the lake. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
It's Walker's Furniture's 45th anniversary sale, where you can buy like friends and family with savings up to 45% off.
And get special financing for up to 5 years.
It's a great time to save at Walker's.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Reports are coming in this morning that the LA Lakers are being sold for around $10 billion, and that would be the highest amount ever for a U.S. pro sports team.
Jerry Buss, a chemist turned real estate mogul, bought the Lakers in 1979 for $67 million. Since Buss's death in 2013, the team has been run by his daughter, Jeannie Buss. The majority of the team will now be owned by LA Dodgers owner Mark Walter.
And Walter has a lot to live up to. Under Buss's leadership, basketball greats like Kobe Bryant, Shaq, and Magic Johnson have all worn the purple and gold. And of course, Luka Doncic, who I'm still sad about. But
yeah.
And I might temporarily be a Lakers fan. I don't know if the Dallas Mavs get a better pick in their first round pick, which they probably will, I might go back to them. So we'll see.
Hey, there's a term for that, what you just described.
Hey,
That's called being a fair weather fan.
No, it's fair when you take away Luka Doncic. So, anywho.
Can't compete with that LA money, right?
No. All right, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, how the Richland School District is helping students this summer who just need a little boost. Our William Albert has that story. Plus, the day is finally here. Chick-fil-A in Kennewick. Opening day is today, and the doors are opening very soon. We are there live, so we'll have more on that in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.
Riding a motorcycle is a great way to travel, but if someone turns in front of you, you're in the danger zone. If you've been hurt in an accident, call Allen Brecky Law Offices, 735-0546. They're waiting to help you.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get it 4.99% APR on a 2025 Civic.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Prosser Digestive Health Center offers the full spectrum of digestive health care. Services provided by board-certified gastroenterologist Dr. Jack Brandenburg include colon cancer screenings, treatment for swallowing problems, inflammatory bowel disease, liver disorders, and more. To schedule an appointment, call Prosser Digestive Health Center at 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks. Toyota has the best resale value of all brands according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America.
A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, get $4,250 total customer cash, plus $2,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Riding a motorcycle is a great way to travel, but if someone turns in front of you, you're in the danger zone. If you've been hurt in an accident, call Alan Brecky Law Offices, 735-0546. They're waiting to help you.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
3-degree guarantee. Crazy eights.
Crazy eights,
Crazy
yeah.
eights.
And the reason why we say that is yesterday I went with the forecast high of 88 and I verified at 88. So 8s across the map.
Cha-ching.
Or 8s across the board, I guess. Potato, potato. Anyway, jackpot went up to 1225. That's $1,225. So the stakes for today going with forecast high of 81 in Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 78 to 84, the jackpot's going to hit 1250, $1,250. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, now what's on your screen is a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Weimar. Already plenty of sunshine in the valley for this morning, but clouds will be picking up throughout the day. Thankfully, wind gusts not going to be picking up. It could be a little bit breezy in the foothills or the valleys or the mountains for today, but definitely pales in comparison to some of the wind gusts that we're going to have for tomorrow, but they'll start to ramp up tonight, specifically after 8 p.m. Right now, temperatures in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. So all of us probably going to need some sort of jacket for this morning. Your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities, we're going to see a mixture of sun and clouds and high temperatures getting up to around 80 degrees. So for today, we'll have highs that'll be about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year, but it's going to feel pretty good outside. And I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. I'll show you what the vegetation dryness is going to look like and how it's going to look into this weekend with cooler high temperatures and some rainfall in the forecast as well. So all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In education news this morning, while most kids are enjoying their summer break, the Richland School District is still hard at work helping students who need a little extra support. Right now, about 1,000 high schoolers are enrolled in RSD Summer School Program, and that's out of nearly 4,000 high school students district-wide. The program helps students catch up on credits for classes like English and algebra, or even just get ahead for the next year. While enrollment numbers have been going down over the years, the district says the focus remains the same, making sure students stay on track to graduate. And the city of West Richland says Belmont Boulevard is now open. The final stretch of the project between Onyx Avenue and Corsica Street was completed by the Watermark subdivision developer. Now Belmont Boulevard connects Paradise Way all the way to Van Giesen, and this will help improve access and mobility in the area. Cherry season is in full swing, and it looks like the tasty fruit isn't in short supply. According to Northwest cherry growers, the quality of the cherries this year is outstanding. 250,000 boxes of cherries are being shipped every day, continuing the rebound from a rough season last year. One local grower says he's grateful for a good year.
The economy for the farmers in all fruit has been really struggling in the last few years, and so having a good cherry crop for those of us that are diversified to have both apples and pears and cherries is really important, because we need the revenue to come in to be able to keep in business.
Barrett also says cherry season will continue through early or mid-July. Now in Pasco, a senior dog that was missing for 3 years across the country has finally made it home, and that's thanks to a viral post. Tri-Cities Animal Services says last December, a dog they named Old Timer arrived at their facility. His microchip was unregistered, and after a failed adoption and some medical problems, Old Timer was still at the shelter. But on June 4th, the shelter posted Old Timer's picture, and that picture made its way all the way to a woman in Missouri who identified him as her dog. and she said her dog had been stolen from her 3 years ago in Florida. The city of Pasco says this story serves as a reminder to keep those microchips up to date. Old-timer, whose name is actually Jack, has been reunited with his true owner, who says she feels truly blessed to have her best friend back. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, it is opening day for Chick-fil-A in Kennewick, and the doors have opened up and the drive-thru is popping. So we'll check back in with our very own Dan Hansen, who's out live, and he'll have more on what the scene looks like and also the people in line waiting for more chicken. But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have another look at your weather forecast, and that is coming up right after the break.
Fly the Northwest over a beautiful bike ride. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Boom! Some munch for you.
Sounds like someone's got the munchies.
Is it too much to ask for you to play a little bit better?
Wouldn't make much difference with your aim.
Hard to miss your big head.
Okay. Hey, we said no head jokes. Build your own munchie meal.
Or get mine.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Hot Tub, Hot Tub, Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Friday through Sunday. 2 locations, Spokane and Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Hapo Center Pasco. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Celebrate Walla Walla is back June 19th through 21st. 3 days of world-class wine. Tour vineyards with winemakers. Expand your palate and don't miss the block party. This is Walla Walla Valley at its finest. Tickets are on sale now. Secure yours today.
An accident can shatter your life. The award-winning team at Tamaki Law can put your life back together.
I'm attorney Brian Smith.
And I'm attorney Megan Hale. Thank you for voting us Yakima's first choice for personal injury, civil law, and best overall law firm.
We are honored and grateful to be part of this amazing community.
If you've been seriously injured, call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Behold my Jackraps, 100% all-white meat grilled or crispy chicken with lettuce, cheese, and sauces, and a warm tortilla for just $3. And they're under 400 calories. So if your goal this year was to save money and eat healthy-ish, we got you.
It's time to lose your generic weather app. Scan this QR code to download the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app. It's the app you need from the team you trust.
The Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app, only from Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
One of the things I love is your dynamite smile.
Next live, Josh Gad plus Ashley Park.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a partly cloudy to mostly sunny day across the map. Well, more sunshine for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains, but partly cloudy in Kittitas County. Highs near 60 up towards the pass, around 80 in the Kittitas Valley. A bit breezy, but light winds in the Yakima Valley. Highs around 80 degrees, partly to mostly cloudy here. And it is also going to be partly to mostly cloudy in the lower Columbia Basin. High temperatures around 80 degrees for the Blue Foothills, mid-70s for the Morrow County foothills, around 80 for the foothills of Umatilla and Walla Walla counties, and then 60s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Like I mentioned, mostly sunny over here, but partly to mostly cloudy for the rest of the viewing area. Could be a bit breezy in the foothills with peak gusts around 25 miles per hour, but across the map, wind gusts going to ramp up after 8 p.m. and they'll be even stronger for tomorrow. Okay, switching gears now. Here's today's vegetation dryness forecast. Still critically dry in the Cascades and upper Yakima Basin, but the rest of us, for the most part, just seeing that elevated level of dryness. And then for Sunday, keep in mind at this point, temperatures will be much cooler. We'll have some of that rainfall from this weekend. And we love to see this, yellows and greens. That means just limited to medium dryness. However, this is going to be a short-lived little break because we'll trend hotter and drier for next week. So I have a feeling this map is going to light up once again.
Speaking of lighting up, I'm lighting up. Check this out. The doors have finally opened and people are flocking like little chickens to the new Chick-fil-A restaurant in Kennewick. Nicely done. But if you're heading out there today, you'll need to watch out for some traffic.
Our Dan Hansen is out there live this morning on Canal Street to tell us how the traffic is looking.
Good morning, Dan. How's my food coming along?
Well, Jessica, we're waiting on that food, but I tell you what, it is here. They just opened. The media contact person for Chick-fil-A came out and told us right when they opened, they ring a cowbell. So I think that's apropos for the Tri-Cities since the American fans love their cowbells. Anyway, the drive-thru is open. The line is open. It's moving fairly smoothly. KPD is out here monitoring the traffic. I saw about 4 or 5 police officers. They have behind us, the drive-thru is wrapped all the way around to the Walk King, just over there by Hobby Lobby. But there are barriers up for cars to be able to move in and out. Now, Officer Sebastian Castilleja told me yesterday that they are working to try to get this, keep traffic flow going fairly smoothly. And you know what else is going fairly smoothly? This grand opening. It's just a beautiful day. I smell chicken. This is a 24-year project in the work for me. And I think I'm going to go get some food. But Jessica, let's talk about it. You were telling me earlier, you had some Chick-fil-A stories. I also hear that, you had some Chick-fil-A socks on. So I know you're just as excited as I am. Jessica?
I got my Chick-fil-A sock right here. I was just wearing them. Sorry, they're not sneaky. They're new. They're brand new. But they got a little chicken sandwich right there, and then they say Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I had to wear them for today. No Chick-fil-A. I mean, I wake up every day and want Chick-fil-A, and I've also been waiting on this Chick-fil-A location for a long time since moving here. I think when I knew I was moving here, I didn't know there was a Chick-fil-A, and so when I found out, I was like, no, but it's here, so I'm happy.
Well, as they say, good things come to those who wait, and
Exactly.
Dan has been here in the Tri-Cities for, as he said, 24 years, so go get you some chicken. You deserve it.
Thank you again, Dan, and thanks in advance for all the food that you're bringing me and us, but also keep that traffic in mind if you are heading over there. And keep it here because coming up next is your morning sprint. Everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh will be back with his full First Alert weather forecast. Any hints, Josh?
It's going to be cooler and wetter into this weekend, and then by next week, it's like it never even happened. So I'll talk about all that coming up on the other side of the break.
Hey, your homework done?
Yep.
Hey, is your homework done?
This kind of is homework. So, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you. Can I play some more?
Is all your work done?
Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. Each time you play, you're helping students statewide.
To me, Harlem is home. But home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3.
When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Your life matters, and there are people ready to listen. Together as schools, law enforcement, faith leaders, and community members, we are committed to making sure no young person feels alone.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Visit neverabother.org for resources and support, and remember, you are never a bother.
Ryan wants to get every new device that's smart. I'm wondering, how can the internet handle all of this?
We have Spectrum Internet. We use it for everything. Homework, remote work from home, doing research for trips.
Spectrum Internet allows us to do things faster and more conveniently.
I feel like that's a win-win for everybody.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
Want restaurant quality meals that actually support your wellness goals? Hi, my name's Pete. Been a chef for the past 25 years. Spent the last 7 years at Factor. Ready-to-eat meal delivery services are not created equal. At Factor, it's personal. Nutrition and flavor is first and foremost when we create any dish. Everything is done from scratch every single day. All our meals are easy, perfectly portioned, and macro-friendly. If you're wanting to cut calories, add some more protein to your diet, or just eat delicious, nutritious meals, Factor's got you covered.
Get 50% off your first box at factormeals.com.
Power through your summer chores with less downtime. And enjoy more playtime with Steel Battery.
Hello there. Watch Live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a partly to mostly cloudy day, and we'll have mostly sunny skies for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains, but the rest of us partly to mostly cloudy, and high temperature is going to be about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year, 70s and 80s for lower elevations, 60s up in the mountains. For tonight, clouds continue to increase. We'll have small shower chances for the foothills and mountains. The rest of us should be dry. I'll show you that with Futurecast in just a second. And overnight lows down into the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. Wind's going to be mostly light throughout the day for today. Could have some isolated breezy pockets, but for tonight, specifically after 8 p.m., that's when the wind gusts start to ramp up. Going to be windy in Hermiston and Lexington and Heppner, but the strongest wind gusts reserved for the Kittitas Valley, peak gust around 45 miles per hour. And then for Friday, throughout the day and throughout the night, 5 a.m. on Friday to 5 in the morning on Saturday, persistent gusts all throughout the day. At times they could peak around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 45 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County, but across the map, breezy/windy conditions. Now on to precip chances as we show you Futurecast radar. This is 8 p.m. this evening. Again, could have a few showers in the mountains or foothills, but by 8 in the morning on Friday, it looks like most of this is in the Cascades. And as the day progresses, especially into the afternoon and evening, a few more showers getting into lower elevation spots. It doesn't look like it's going to be a washout, but coverage will start to pick up a little bit. We'll have much better coverage for Saturday. This whole ordeal is going to last from Friday through Sunday, so the wettest day going to be on Saturday, and then we'll trend drier for next week. Can't rule out some thunderstorms on Saturday. I don't think that's going to be the main mode of precipitation, though. Speaking of precip, here are some of the accumulations we're expecting from 5 in the morning on Friday to 5 in the morning on Sunday. 0.5 to 0.6 inches of rainfall up in the Cascades. And to the east of there, specifically for lower elevations, we'd be lucky to get 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. So unfortunately, models trending drier with this storm system. But I think overall, the storyline remains the same. Much cooler for this weekend, about 15 degrees cooler than normal for Saturday, then about 10 degrees warmer than normal for Wednesday. So from Saturday to Wednesday, a 25-degree flip. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Winds picking up Friday as small shower chances hang around Friday through Sunday, but back to typical summer weather next week. In Yakima, small shower chances on Friday, but rain likely Saturday as highs drop down into the upper 60s, back into the 90s as soon as Tuesday. In Ellensburg, very windy tomorrow, rain likely Saturday, then the trend is drier and warmer for next week. In Hermiston, windy for Friday, a struggle to make it to 70 on Saturday with small shower chances, then a resurgence of heat afterwards. Finally, for Walla Walla, small rain chances overall from Friday through Sunday, then back into hot and dry territory next week. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, caught on camera rescue. Watch as a woman who had been missing for 3 days is dramatically airlifted out of an Arizona canyon. 32-year-old Janelle Banda was camping with her dad in the panoramic Coconino National Forest in Arizona Friday evening when she took a walk, her dad calling for help when she didn't return.
It's about 7,000 feet in elevation, ponderosa pine forest terrain.
It was a race against time as rescuers began their search, one of them telling GMA Janelle was without food, water, and any other survival equipment.
We put a team in to specifically go back to that cliff edge. Her ability to sustain herself in that environment for a long time was definitely a concern for us.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on this dramatic chopper rescue and how the hiker is doing now. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Dupixent helps people with asthma breathe better. So this is better. That too. Dupixent's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. Some people felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Dupixent's not for sudden breathing problems. It helps prevent asthma attacks. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark-colored urine, tingling or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. When you can get more out of your lungs, you can do more with less asthma. And isn't that better? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic in asthma. Also approved as an add-on treatment for adults with COPD that is not well controlled and with a specific marker of inflammation.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 6:51. It's time for your morning sprint. We start with your national headlines. We're learning that Iran's latest wave of missiles struck an area near Tel Aviv and it's caused extensive damage. Emergency service workers and several fire trucks were seen on video responding to the scene. You can also see damage to other structures surrounding the site. Neighboring cities were also hit in this attack. In your business news this morning, the NTSB is issuing an urgent safety bulletin warning on the potential problems with the Boeing 737 MAX. The recommendation comes after 2 incidents where birds were hit on Southwest Airlines flights. The NTSB found issues with the engines that, when damaged, can cause smoke to enter the cabin and cockpit. The agency is recommending modifications to the engine software. And an explosion rocked South Texas late last night. It came from a SpaceX Starbase facility in Boca Chica, where a rocket on a test stand exploded. SpaceX called it a major anomaly. The Starship rocket was preparing for its 10th flight test, and SpaceX says all its employees are accounted for and there were no injuries. The cause and extent of the damage are not yet known. In your health headlines this morning, more seniors are dying from accidental falls. CDC data shows rates of unintentional fall deaths increased between 2003 and 2023 for men and women ages 65 and up. The rate was higher for men, and by race, Caucasian people had the highest rate of unintentional fall deaths, but researchers say they're still working to find out exactly why. Talking sports this morning, the Florida Panthers celebrated their Stanley Cup victory over the Edmonton Oilers this week, perhaps a little too much. Somehow Panthers players cracked the rim of the Stanley Cup, and a spokesperson for the Hockey Hall of Fame told the Associated Press the keepers of the cup plan to have it repaired in time for the Panthers celebration parade on Sunday. Now to your top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning. First up, the Walla Walla Police Department is being awarded 2 grants that'll help local crime victims and survivors of domestic violence. The first grant will go to WWPD's Crime Victim Service Center and will fund a crime victim advocate for the next 2 years. The second grant will fund the training of a DV high-risk team. The Walla Walla County Traffic Safety Coalition is hosting a free child safety seat check on June 28th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It'll be at the Walmart parking lot on Southeast Meadowbrook Street in College Place, and certified child passenger safety techs will work one-on-one with people, also show them how to install a child safety seat and how to harness one. And if you're a fan of sports cards, vintage coins, or just love treasure hunting, there is a free family-friendly event happening this weekend in Kennewick. It's the P&W Collector Convention, and it's taking over the Three Rivers Convention Center for a 2-day event featuring vendor booths with rare sports memorabilia and hard-to-find comic books and coins. Doors open Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. And in Yakima, a much anticipated project is finally done, and now it's time for the grand opening. The Aquatic Center at Martin Luther King Jr. Park will be officially opened at 2 p.m. today. A special ribbon cutting ceremony will take place. There will also be a short celebration, and then it's everybody into the pool. There will also be tours of the brand new center, and the new center is located at the corner of South 9th Street and East Ray Street. And it is Juneteenth today. It's a day of celebration and remembrance. And over in Pasco, a day of service will be held at Kurtzman Park. That'll include a clothing drive, mental health services, food, and also free haircuts. And then later you can head over to the Roll Arena in Richland for a skate party. In Yakima, there will be a Freedom Day diversity training event. And in Walla Walla, the celebration will get underway at Heritage Park at 12 p.m. And trending this morning, protesters in Venice are not thrilled about the upcoming wedding of billionaire and Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and journalist Lauren Sanchez.
Hundreds of Venetians have already gathered, warning the wedding will bring over tourism and chaos. Activists from the group, No Space for Bezos, hung a giant No Bezos banner across the city. One protest later vowed to block canals and line the streets, quote, with our bodies.
Oh, so details are still under wraps, but the budget is rumored to be as high as $10 million. And the guest list reportedly includes Katy Perry, Kim Kardashian, Kris Jenner, and Eva Longoria.
What I hear is cha-ching, cha-ching, and cha-ching.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be the next big wedding to watch. I think it was the Ambani wedding last time, and now it's going to be this one. So yeah, I don't think people are going to be too happy. Italians are like laid back. They're chill. They don't want, all that over tourism.
Yeah.
So.
I bet it's going to be streaming on Prime Video too. I don't know that for a fact.
I know.
Old Bezos,
Yeah. Well, how's our weather looking, Josh?
Well,
a good day for some Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, good day for some Chick-fil-A. I think that's, according to you, that's every single day. But
of course.
Right now, wind gust, wind's going to be picking up after 8 p.m. The wind's fairly light throughout the day. It is, though, a bit breezy in the Kittitas Valley. Temperatures 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. All of us need a light jacket for this morning. But later today, 70s and 80s, fair mix of sun and clouds, a little bit more sunshine for the Bluefoot Hills and the Blue Mountains, but will end up being about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. Bottom line for the forecast is, like I mentioned, the winds pick up overnight. They stick around throughout the course of the day. For tomorrow, they could peak gusts could be up around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. Rain chances going up for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The wettest day going to be on Saturday, and our temperatures, we're on a roller coaster right now, okay? We're going to be going down the tracks into this weekend, 15 degrees cooler than normal for Saturday, but up. There's a second hill as we're going to be about 10 degrees warmer than normal for Wednesday. That is a 25-degree turnaround from Saturday to Wednesday.
Sounds like the wind's going to blow me all the way to the Chick-fil-A line, and I'll be late for work. Just kidding. Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find the latest at our website, applevalley.newsnow.com.
Good Morning America's up next, and we'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.